I'm just gonna
Oh, snap, I forgot about Twitch.
be streaming it out. Um, let's get into it. All right, welcome back, gamers and ghoulers. I'm gonna give a quick recap of what happened last time because a lot went on. Um, Starting from the top, we had our adventurers coming face to face with Relic in the cemetery, finding out that he's not who he was. Clementine and Cucho hopping into action to steal a dagger that steals souls and captures them in them and uses them kind of as a life magic in the graveyard. On doing this, they revealed that Relic was actually a Lich, and they actually were able to swipe the dagger away with the help of both Cucho and Clementine. Right before the fight broke out between a massive ogre skeleton and a whole army of smaller skeletons, we got to the point of Chim being introduced, which he's a very small little blue Danny DeVito loving bird. Um, Great addition. He's a cleric of the group, so we now have a finally kind of like well-rounded group of support, heals, tanks, DPS. We're really having a well-shaped party. On retrieval of the dagger and defeat of the Lich, he did raise a whole other army inside the cemetery itself, making it unpassable. You saw a whole wall of skeletons, really kind of like doom and despair. A lot going on behind closed doors that you can't really get access to right now. Upon that, Dunahendine showed up and led the adventurers back to town. After arriving back at town, found Relic in the tavern, his real self, tortured, missing fingers on both hands, absolutely bruised and battered. He is found below the bar of his own tavern, just completely mangled, with Phoenix actually being the one to find him. Phoenix does not trust the adventurers, even the ones that have been here for a long time. Um, Clementine, Cucho, Melios, they've been here, been adventurers of a long time. I mean, helped the town out more than one way, and really kind of been a overall force for good in the tavern and still just hasn't earned his trust. Upon that, Cal came rushing in, wondering what's happening, said that the crypt is all a mess. Dunahendine's nowhere to be found, and the mayor wants to speak with the adventurers on what happened. Um, the mayor came in, said we should go back to their place, to the the mayor's house, and upon that, that is where we finished, um, and we will take it off from there. So,
Ques-
any questions before we get started?
Yeah, question.
Go ahead.
Um, do I still have that dagger? I can't remember.
You do.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That
Now,
was all.
I didn't forget to mention that Relic actually did die when grabbing that dagger. He is trapped inside of that weapon. The gem is glowing very faintly. It's not too bright as like it was before at the graveyard. You can still see that there's kind of barbs sticking out on the sides. You are handling it with great care, but you do see that his soul is trapped inside of it. You kind of see him like twisting like a mass inside this gem. Any other questions? All right, I'll take the silence out of everybody as a no, and let's get into it. So, you guys are leaving the tavern. Everybody's still pretty roughed up from the battle before. I know a lot of people, they burned a lot of spells. We did have a couple injuries, but he does want to talk to you before we do anything else. Um, no one has actually really talked to the mayor this far. He is a very important political figure. He does help the town out in more ways than you know. But even to like Clementine, Cucho, and Mel, you haven't seen too much of him. He is a very busy person. Um, he is a human, a tall human. Does have some defined features, very straight and kind of chiseled jawline, short kept hair, not too lengthy, but a little bit of a scraggly face, almost like he hasn't shaven in a couple days. A real rounded nose, big bushy brown eyebrows, brown hair, and he does have brown eyes. But there is a couple scars on his face. Definitely seems like he's seen some battle. but he is not. He's kind still. He's not like withered from what he's seen. So on his way to the tavern, he's going to turn around and or to his house. He's going to turn around and say, "Hey, so you guys were the ones found this knife, huh? What's the story on that?"
Oh, were you gonna talk?
No, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
Well, doesn't I feel like this man knows you more, correct?
One of you
Yeah,
two just talk.
that's probably a good point. What was your question again about the knife?
Yeah, I mean, this is my town and I've never heard of this knife, and now you're in possession and I have a dead barkeep.
So I'm gonna be real with you. Melios woke us up in the middle of the night because he heard a scream, found a body. I don't know, that part's not important. Anyways, long story short, ended up in a cemetery. There was who I thought was Relic, but it wasn't Relic, but he had the knife. Tried to take the knife. Obviously, it worked. I was successful. Anyways, get back to the tavern. Relic's beaten up. Relic wasn't in the cemetery. And then Relic touched the knife, and then Relic died. And now we're having this conversation.
Seems like a kind of unfortunate series of events. And he turns and looks at you real close and he goes, if you are any threat to my town, and his guards start to point the spears at you, goes, I won't hesitate to end here. Are you planning something? And he kind of waves his guards forward a little bit.
No. Also, I'm like 2 feet tall, so I think the threat level's pretty minimal here.
Yeah, but
I'm also not very tall.
you have this knife that just kills people. Who's to say
Okay,
that?
like I said, I just found it. I happened upon it. It's not like I came into possession of it with ill intent. It fell into my lap, essentially.
Kind of nods and he goes, we'll hear more about this knife later. First, let's get to my place. And you guys start walking down the street, and now you can kind of see. You're getting a better look at the town for people who haven't been there before. The people that have been here for a while, you see the smithy tower where the elf and the dwarf, they do a lot of the smithing for the town. You haven't met them yet, really. Clem has talked to him a few times on repairing armor. They are Glemnir and Melgnir. They hate each other, but they also love forging with each other. It's a very interesting concept. So you do see their shop, their little town right there. The hell is that? Coming up the way, you get a closer look at that kind of like garden sanctuary. Now, if we remember, Wodak is passed out right now. When he grabbed the dagger, he did see those images, and he did pass out all of a sudden. Remember, like you had the kind of sanctuary fountain was on fire. The water had turned black. This was all premonitions that he got from the dagger. Leading into it, still passed out. Kucho, very tired, isn't talking, but is dragging Wodak along with us. So he is present, but he is not present. Everybody, like I said, is still kind of mangled up from their fight, and you're kind of all limping along, and you see a lot of the citizens. It is still nighttime out, and they are looking at you kind of like taken aback, almost like they think that you are the ones who did the bad stuff because they didn't see anything else. They heard a scream and they saw 6 people run into the woods and then there was a fight. That's all they heard. And as far as they know, they can't, even though they know some of you for a long time, they can't really trust you. So you are getting a lot of looks and kind of like sneers as you get closer to the mayor's house. Now, as you do approach, you do see these beautiful petaled flowers of just bright blue and pink and purple just all around. They're even shining in the moonlight, almost as they have like a magical effect around them, almost as if you touched them, you would be healed. They lift your spirits, and you smell a really fine aroma as you get closer to the mayor's place. And he kind of sees you guys taking a little bit easier with the flowers, and he goes, "It's a wonderful smell, isn't it? It's the only thing that keeps me sane in these kinds of days." And he after that, he takes his hand out and he beckons you forward, taking you into his kind of like manor and townhouse there. Um, Coming to the front door, you have huge, just absolutely ginormous bronze doors. Uh, Looks like they were forged yesterday. There's not a mark on them. There's not dirt on them or anything like that. It is guarded. It has two elven guards on each side, um, and just a beautiful area. I mean, coming into it, you see marble floors, and you walk into this room, and it's got white tile all over the floor, and it goes up about 90 feet, and it's vast and it's open, almost like you're in a coliseum. And you see these beautiful white pillars draped with red curtains and purple curtains and like this kind of gold accent, and it just lights up the room. All along the walls, you do see these blue torches, and it just ignites this wonderful glow, almost kind of in contrast with all the colors in the marble that you see. It's almost like looking at the night sky. It just lights up the entire manor, and this is like the main entrance. And you have 6 guards in the room there, but they do seem to kind of be taking it relaxed. They give you kind of an eye, but they're not too concerned about you. And he beckons you again further into his office, and he comes in, and he's a bit of an older gentleman. He is walking with a cane, and he takes his cane, he holds it aside, and he kind of goes, and he takes a seat in his chair, and he lays his cane at the side of his desk, and he crosses his fingers, and he goes, I know of 3 of you, but for the other 2, I've never quite seen you before. Who are these accompanying you? And he looks at Gwen and Chim, and he sees Wodak over Kucho's shoulder, and he goes, and what happened to him?
Can I clarify something real quick?
Yeah.
There were other attacks, right? Or was it just us?
This was the first one of the town.
Didn't somebody say that they were also fighting skeletons?
Yeah, that was Dunahendine. He's like kind of like the forest guardian. Almost.
That's right. Okay.
So he
Okay,
never he can't pass into town for whatever reason. There's kind of like something that's keeping him there, like just on the outside of the rim. But he was that dwarven fellow with the long bushy beard. He was made of wood. With the
Yeah,
long bushy
yeah.
beard. Yeah, he did fight. So he says you didn't witness it. But beyond that, nobody else knows about that.
Okay, we'll definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah. So again,
Okay.
he's sitting there with his hands crossed, and he goes, well, "Was anybody going to answer me, or?"
So, well, I'm Chim Khan. I'm a chicken, or fucking, what's the name of the bird people?
Aarakocra?
Yeah, Aarakocra.
Yeah. So, again, just imagine that I'm speaking in a really heavily Jewish bird voice, because I don't want my roommate to think I'm stupid. But anyway, I actually came here because I was seeking to find some necromancers, and it looks like everything I've seen so far, they're lurking about your town here. So I'm actually here to help you.
And he's kind of taken aback. He goes, "Necromancers in my town? I find it
Yeah,
hard to believe."
well, I mean, despite what you believe, that doesn't change the facts.
And where did you come from to be coming in here harshly judging my town?
Well, I came from another town, not too far from here, and I ran a kitchen, or a scully. And just like you, I didn't think that there would be any evildoers afoot. And I was wrong. They came, reanimated my kitchen, slaughtered everybody, and the village was burnt to the ground.
And you think they came here?
That's correct. Well, there was a few other stops along the way.
And he looks at Gwen and he goes, "So where did you come from?"
He doesn't talk a lot.
Is he mute?
No, I don't know anything about them. These two just showed up yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
So you're telling me, in the span of a day, 3 adventurers show up. There's now a murder in my town. There's a dagger that's been found, glowing brightly, and there's necromancers.
Yeah, I think that's what we're telling you.
Yeah, that's actually correct. Yes.
And I'm
You
just
summarized
supposed
that
to
really
believe
well.
that.
Well, that
Before we go any further, who all is in the room with us?
It is the mayor. He's sitting at his desk. You have Cucho. You have the party, and then you have 4 other guards standing in the room.
Lim, what's your insight modifier?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you asking me?
Yeah, your insight
Oh,
modifier.
my apologies. It is +1.
Okay. Does anybody else have higher than that?
Melios
Let
probably
me
does.
see. I have +3.
Okay. Well,
I am
yeah.
unconscious.
Okay, so I'm gonna
It's
go
not
ahead.
proficient.
I just wanna, without making any, a big deal, I'm gonna use a cantrip spell, just guidance. I don't, just kind of like lay my hand on my boy here and give him plus D4 to in the next roll that he's gonna make, and I'm hoping that he's gonna do a
Now,
insight check.
is this a visible movement?
Yeah, I mean, nonchalantly, I'm gonna just kind of lay my hand on him.
Can you roll a sleight of
Who?
hand for me?
Yes, it is an 8.
So you go to reach out your hand, or your little bird hand, and you're placing it on Gwennon.
Yeah.
You go to do that, and the mayor has 2 guards. He waves his fingers, and now there are spears at your throat. He says, "Are you trying to cast magic in my presence?"
Okay, I'm gonna roll the insight check myself then.
Okay.
If that's yeah, just very quickly. Oh my god. Okay, it's a 5. Never mind.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything. You don't sense anything magical. Um, you do notice like an ominous aura from the mayor, just because he does seem quite commanding and brooding, but you don't notice really anything in general.
Okay,
Can I
to
do an
answer
insight?
Well, right now, yeah, you can roll an insight.
Can I as well? Or is that too many insights, Roland?
We're gonna go. This next insight will be our last one.
Okay, so Gibbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I add my bonus, right?
Yes.
Um, 11.
Okay. So you do notice some things. You don't notice that too much. You do notice that the mayor's tired. He seems very irritated. You do notice that the guards are very tired. Almost seems like they're hungover a little bit. You're not noticing, again, anything magical in the room besides the dagger, which Clem is still has a hold on. It's still wrapped up. Um, but you're not really noticing anything like too extravagant going on. Again, the mayor does put off a foreboding presence, and as you're kind of scanning the room, he waves his guards forward again, and he goes, "Separate the bird," and he kind of pushes everybody inside and grabs Chim.
Okay, so just to be upfront here, our intentions are more than likely the same as yours, right? Which is to put the people's safety first.
You're
So
not
that being said, we just want to make sure that everybody here can be trusted because we've had a few experiences within the past 24 hours that have proved to us that people aren't what they seem.
And he says, "You're not really earning my trust here by trying to cast magic in my presence."
And that's understandable, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
And
So,
he looks at Chim and he goes, "Tell me, bird, what do you do?"
fuck, man, I want to quote Batman and just be like, I am vengeance. But I'm actually not going to say that. I actually am a cook. I'm a chef. I like making food. Uh, and then in my spare time, I practice clerical duties. I like people.
I see. So let me ask you, the necromancers that raided your town, did you see any sort of dagger? And then he's also going to motion to Clem, and he goes, Clem, can I see that weapon?
I think seeing it is good. I think that placing on the table would be fine, but I don't think at any point should any living creature other than Clem touch that dagger.
Yeah, I agree.
And that is why.
Well, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
No, you take it away. You got it.
Uh, just like the old barkeep who's now pushing up daisies, I would hate to see anybody in this room meet the same fate.
So you're telling me Relic grabbed this dagger and he died?
And he is no longer with, well, yes, he definitely left he's no longer inhabiting his body. I suspect that his soul is inside this dagger.
Can you place the dagger upon the table?
Would it be alright if I just held it out in my hands? I really do think it's best if I just hold on to it.
He kind of looks at you and he calls his guards to him and he goes, You're really starting to try my patience.
Okay, I don't think it was a difficult request.
As far as
gonna...
I know, I don't know what's going on in this town and no one seems to want to help me.
I think letting them learn the hard way is the best path of opportunity right now.
Okay, but if I try and take it, someone has to help me get it back.
Yeah, definitely. I got a mace. I'll smack him.
Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna set the dagger on the table then.
And the mayor kind of looks down at the dagger and he sees the blade and he sees the barbed hilt and he sighs and he sees the gem and he goes, Is this relic trapped in here? And you can kind of see the gem is no longer glowing, but you do see kind of it's a white gem, remember, and you see like a black swirl going around inside of it.
I actually want to I'd like to take the opportunity to go ahead and just use this man's emotion against him. So I'm assuming he's mourning a little bit of a relic right now.
No, he's more annoyed because he wants to get to the point of what's going on in his town.
Is he visibly bothered at all that
Yeah,
relic
he's
is
like getting by relic, no, but he's like annoyed.
okay, okay. All right, then I'll wait. I'll wait. So yeah, that is our suspicion, yes.
So he looks around the room and he motions his guards out and he sends them out and the four guards clear. You hear the door slam and you hear them line up outside the door and he leans in and he looks at the dagger again and he goes, If the story that you're telling me is true, we have a serious problem in the town. And I've been looking into it for a while. The crypt has been a hot spot ever since that spell has been cast over it, and I cannot get a single man in there, and the skeletons march. It's been a real pain in my ass. He looks around the room, and he sees Wodak passed out on Kucho, and he goes, Did he get any sort of vision from this dagger? Do any of you know?
I I I think that we should all I think that you're asking us for some information, and I think that it's only right that we've let you see the dagger. We've told you everything we know. I think you should answer some questions before we give you anything else.
And he looks at you and he sneers and he goes, Why should I give you an answer? You're the one causing
Because
a threat to my town.
I mean, I think you just admitted it yourself that you know that that's not true. I mean, if we were, at the crypt right now, we wouldn't have certainly brought you the most important piece to this puzzle and then willingly placed it in front of you on the desk.
True.
And with like a annoying look on his face, he sighs and he stands up and he takes his cane in his hand and he walks over and he looks at Chim. He goes, I'll ask my questions, and if you are so lucky, I'll let you speak after. And he starts to walk away, He looks at Wodak and he smacks him in the face, and Wodak wakes up.
Oh, shit.
So, with Wodak awake now, he holds his head by his hair and he goes, "Tell me, did you see anything when grabbing this dagger?"
I would like to ask who you are first and why my head hurts.
I'm the mayor of this town and you will answer my questions.
Could you ask nicely?
He smacks you again and he goes, "This is no time for games."
I just answer the questions, pal. He's really not fucking around.
Fair enough. Yes, I did see something. Not entirely sure what. There was fire and people dying. It's still a little fuzzy. It should come back to me a little clearer here soon, hopefully.
And did you see this after grabbing the dagger or just being in its presence?
I touched the dagger. At the time, there were no barbs on the hilt. They seem to have retracted.
I see. And,
I have a question.
yes, Clementine.
What do you know about Relic's wife?
Yeah, there it is. There's the money question.
I don't see why this is of importance.
Can you just entertain me for a second?
He starts to walk back to his desk and he sits down and he goes, "First of all, let me apologize for my rudeness. You understand that I'm just trying to do my job and protect the people who trust me."
Absolutely, of course.
And he sits down at his desk and he goes, "Not much was known about Relic. He came to this town and he was always a happy spirit, but we don't know too much about him. He's just a half orc that wanted to run a bar. He never told me much."
Do you know if he was close with anybody in town? Did he have any close friends?
Um, just the one, but she's kind of reclusive to herself. Like she's always been a little bit of a lonesome person.
What's her name?
Let me check my notes. I wrote it down, but I forgot.
Make one up.
Delg.
Idiot. All right, Delg. And where does Delg live?
She runs the shop just on the outside of town.
Okay.
Now, you're not free to go. I still have questions.
No, yeah, no, I'm not leaving right now. I'm just following a line of inquiry, making a mental note. You said she is not very. She's kind of a recluse.
As far as I know, she was once a thief, and she went after a prize too big for her, and she's been outcast ever since.
Interesting.
Wait, she went out for a prize too big for her?
Yeah, she saw a bounty too big, and not much knows of what happened. We just know that she showed up here battered and broken, much like everybody else that comes to this town. And that was it.
Relic's wife.
No, his friend.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
The
I
only
got
friend
that.
he has here, Delg.
Got it. Okay.
And that's about. Is that all that you know about Relic?
That's it. I just know that he loved that grandfather or father's glass. I don't know.
How long was his wife in town when he moved here with him?
His wife is. I've never seen his wife.
So
Now,
she
she
never.
might have slipped under my radar, um, but I've never seen her.
Real quick question, as not Clementine. We did discuss Relic's wife with him a little, right? Was she ever in the town? And is that something that I should already know? I haven't been taking notes up until this point.
She was, yeah, she was here with them, and the dagger came in the mail to them.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
founded the tavern. She helped Relic found the tavern, but she was not open to the public. Relic was kind of trying to keep her secret on her behest. Um, didn't want too much information about her to get out, so a lot of it was kept secret from her, or from the town. So secret, in fact, that the mayor wasn't close with Relic. Relic was kind of like an outcast, or he was an outcast. He was very friendly, but the mayor saw no need to know him. He was just another guy. He saw that he committed no problems, so he really didn't get involved. He didn't care to.
That makes sense.
But she was there. She was only around for a couple months.
Okay. That's what I needed to
They
know.
both came into town together, but not much was. She didn't stay around for long, and no one knows how long they were together.
Oh, okay. She half orc as well?
No, she was human.
Thank you.
Yep.
Um,
So the mayor gets like kind of more relaxed, and he looks and he goes, "Listen, I need your help. With the death of Relic, people are afraid in this town. Uh, the death of the woman, seeing the corpse the way that she was, I'm trying to keep this place under control. I openly cannot go out. I have to be the symbol of peace here, but I do need someone to investigate for me."
I think that is a wonderful request. I think that that is perfect. I think we'd love to do that for you.
And he kind of
Sounds
he looks around at the group and he goes, "This will, of course, be with pay, but right now this town does need you. I fear that things are starting to go awry. Um, he kind of just is looking.
Sorry.
He's looking in like a blank stare, and he goes, "I don't even know where to start."
Well, I think we should start with one, having full communication and trust in each other. So I think all the tough talk we were just having should probably be left, and we should just, if you're asking us to do this, we're going to need all the information you have, and you can't really hold out anything on us.
I have no other information. I just know that the crypt is going to be our main target. Um, but maybe around town people know more of what's going on than I do. People don't seem to trust me lately. I think they blame me for everything that's going on. So if we could solve these problems together, I think that we could handle this in a much better way than being at each other's throats the entire time. Now, do you remember Cal? And he kind of motions for him to come in the door. And in comes Cal. He was that paladin in training that we met from the tavern, with the long, flowing brown hair, kind of the sense of justice. He comes and he goes, "Clementine, what the fuck's going on?"
Okay.
I don't think now's a really good time.
Okay. Yes, Mayor. What's going on, man? And they kind of like look at each other, and the mayor looks at Cal and looks at the group, and he goes, "Can you leave them to Delg? These members here now. Nothing will leave this room, um, but they are going to be our assistants in finding out what's going on." And Cal goes, yeah, no problem. What are we going to do about the dagger? Are you guys keeping it?" And he like kind of points to the party.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that.
And you're not going to touch it out of your own safety.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick it back up and put it back in my bag.
I mean, I extend my feathered little hand at this young adult man here, just letting him know not to touch it or he's going to die.
Cal goes, "Wow, okay." Um, so where do we start? And the mayor leans forward and he goes, well, we could talk to Delg, or to find out what's really going on with that dagger, I would take it to Loomis. She might know what's going on more than I. And at that time, the mayor calls, and he goes, Cal, can you grab Gresnith for me? Cal goes, yeah, no problem. And he walks out the room for a minute, and he looks over at the three that have been there a long time, and he goes, do you remember who Loomis is? She is very seclusive.
Is everyone in this town a recluse?
It's a town full of refugees.
Yeah, you know what? I'm here. That makes sense. Where can we find Lunas?
She's at the tower just outside of, you know where Relic's Tavern is? It's just a hop and a skip away.
Okay. It's pretty loosey-goosey instructions, but I'll figure it out.
You'll see it. It's glowing. It's bright.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you. We'll be...
May I ask
I-
you a question, Mayor?
Yeah, I also have 2 questions.
okay, let's start with Sleepy Guy.
What exactly were you told of the crypt? What have my friends said?
I just know that the crypt, there's been a spell placed over it, nobody can get in, and that there's an army, or there's been skeletons that come in and out of it. That's all I know.
So you weren't told about the massive amount of skeletons that were raised before we came here?
No, and no one in your party decided to mention that either.
I have a feeling it might have to do with the whole people dying part of what I remember.
Okay.
There's a lot of skeletons.
Like how many?
An easy 100 plus.
And he's taken aback and he goes, we don't even have that many people buried there.
It was a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot.
And he goes, I'm really glad that the rest of your party decided to tell me about this. Is there anything else I should know about the crypt?
I kind of thought you just knew. Yeah. No,
Should I
yeah.
tell him about the other thing, or
Your
do you
vision.
think it's not as important? Not the vision, the other thing with the crypt that we might not think is as important.
Oh shit! You know what? We didn't even bring up. Yeah, the Lich. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, the
yeah.
Lich.
And he raises an eyebrow and he goes, Lich?
Oh, yeah. There's a Lich. That's what's bringing up all the Skillimans.
Did they have the dagger?
No. Unless there's 2.
No. The Lich did have the dagger. You stole it from the Lich.
Oh, you said do there. So I
No,
thought you meant-
did.
Oh, my apologies. I thought you meant present tense. Yes, they had the dagger.
Idiot.
Shut the fuck up, Gabe. Let
And
me-
no
Hate
one
me.
wanted to
I
mention
too.
this to me.
There was just so much going on. To be
Yeah, there's
honest.
A lot happening.
I
Also,
mean-
I really liked Relic and he died, so I'm kind of mourning and answering your questions at the same time.
Yeah, you were pretty hostile, so I don't think you have I don't think you've been the most helpful. Now that you're asking us for help.
He leans
There
back.
is a factor of shock as well. A lot of times it's hard to recall events that cause severe mental trauma.
It's fair.
Yeah, what he said.
He starts to rub his head and he goes, Alright, I'll send Cal to go check out the graveyard with 3 of my guards.
They might
And-
die.
Yeah, I don't know if but instead of sending them there, they should just either probably be on, beefed up guard duty, or
I would
come with
just
us.
post scouts. I would just post scouts, people who are swift of foot and can get back to town.
Do you
much
guys
faster
take
than
me
an
for a
army.
fool? I'm not sending him into the graveyard. I'm just having him look what's going on with it.
I'm going to be very blunt with you and say, no shit. What I'm saying is it would be best to have people where if this Lich and his army decide to leave the graveyard, they might be literally murdered and then brought back against us.
I don't think they can leave the graveyard.
They
Or
can't.
else they
There's a
would.
spell on it. There's been a spell on it for years, and I can't figure it out.
And who's to say the Lich wasn't the one to put the spell on it? He seemed to basically teleport in and out of that graveyard pretty easily.
If he
Because
put
he was on the outside and he's on the inside now.
if
Maybe
he
he's been biding his time.
for what?
Yeah.
If he
I'm gonna
wanted to
have
take over this
yeah.
town, he could have already. There's refugees here. That we don't have that many guards.
I think the
mean,
dagger
there's-
was important in trying to open the graveyard.
Here's what I'll do. We have the dagger. I'm going to send Cal and 5 of my best men to scout the graveyard on horseback. Does
Yeah, that
that
sounds
make you
reasonable.
guys feel better?
Yes.
Yes,
As long as they're
that
big
would make me
horses.
feel much better.
All right. And he calls Cal, finally bursts back to the door, and he goes, Clem, did I miss anything?
You missed a lot, buddy.
What's going on? Fill me in real quick.
Real quick, found a dagger.
Okay. I knew that
think
part.
Relic's... Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I think Relic's trapped inside of it.
I knew
Relic
that part
touched
too.
it and died. Okay. Then you heard about the Lich in the graveyard. The mayor
Nope,
doesn't
just hearing
trust-
about this first time.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect. There's a Lich in the graveyard. He raised a bunch of skeletons. The graveyard has a spell on it. The skeletons can't come out, but apparently the Lich can travel back and forth. I'm not really sure about that one. Anyways,
That
the
sounds
mayor doesn't
bad.
trust us. Yeah, it's not good, Cal.
Shh.
This is a fantastic recap.
Thank you.
Okay, so like, am I doing? What's going on? Like, where are you guys going? Am I following you?
I think.
What?
Hold. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh. Why don't you get on your big horse and carefully look at the crypt from a distance of like 35 feet, and then I'll come find you if I need you.
You got it, 25 feet, and he books it out the door.
That man's dead. That man's dead. That's definitely bow and arrow range.
And the mayor's kind of just like flabbergasted. He's like, I was going to tell him that, but. And he calls in 5 other dudes. He goes, go after Cal. Make sure he doesn't die. And they run after him, and you hear, Cal, calm the fuck down. And they like start running after him. And in comes this little pudgy gray goblin, and he's very fat at the sides, and he kind of waddles in. He's only about 3 feet tall. He's shorter than Clem, and he comes in the room, and the mayor goes, "Ah, Gresnith, there you are. I need your help." And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Could you lead our friends to either Delg or whatever the name was? I can't remember, or Lunis?" And then
Delg.
he
We
goes,
want to go to Delg.
all right.
I would like to learn about the dagger.
Yes, we're
could-
gonna learn about the dagger, but I want to learn about Relic's wife, if possible, and if
I think that's going to be the
Elf
same thing,
knows-
to be honest.
mm,
Learning about his wife is probably going to tell us about the dagger.
Well, we don't know where the wife is. Delg is not his wife.
yes, I know Delg is not his wife, but the wife
I-
had the stone that is now in the dagger that was mailed to them. So if I could learn a little about the wife, that might fill in some blanks we're experiencing.
And ulterior motives, because yeah, I agree.
I think we need to do both, because both are going to have different sets of information. But I think exploring this option first makes more sense, so we understand some context before going in and asking about the dagger.
Fair
I also
enough.
have 2 more questions for the mayor here before we leave. But you can go ahead and let the goblin finish.
Gresnith is all he says. The
What is it?
mayor chimes in real quick. Oh, what is it, Chim?
Okay, so first question: How much does this fucking goblin smoke? Jesus, bro.
All the time.
Rest.
He smokes. His skin was green before he started smoking.
All right. Real question. So, have there been any complaints or reports of any shadowy, normal folk asking about, you know, um, any, troublesome events? But mainly, what I'm asking about is some. We were approached by 3 people. I think one of them had glowing eyes, and they were seeking the dagger. They met us outside the bar. They had a, terrible, evil aurora around them. So I'm just wondering if anybody else has seen them.
Was it the men draped in cloaks?
Yes.
They
Referring
have.
to the kobold,
I don't think he's a kobold. He gives me something
oh,
more than that. He
no,
has
I just
been.
assumed he was a kobold.
He appeared weeks ago and has been causing problems for a lot of my civilians. Um, he hasn't physically hurt anybody, it seems, but he has been around asking a lot of questions, almost like he's plotting something.
I think that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But no, if you have more information, please do tell. I do not know.
I personally don't have any more information, but I was going to make a suggestion that he immediately be apprehended by your guards on the grounds that he's a suspect in this investigation.
I'll see what I can do, but I don't have any grounds. All I can do is bring him in for slight questions.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be more than enough. I mean,
think
that potentially could be saving the lives of everybody that lives here and, letting them die, possibly. And a follow-up question. No, we're kind of a rogue element, and you being the governing element, I was thinking that maybe we could have some type of ambassador between the two of us. So maybe you have somebody you trust, that wouldn't betray you, be with us. So if we encounter any events in the future, you know for sure we're not lying, and we also have the support of somebody who knows the town and local area.
Listen, when Cal returns from his ventures outward, I will send him here. As of right now, Cal will be your major way to contact me. If not, find Gresnith. He's been a long-time friend and someone who I can trust. Now, is there a name I should call the 6 of you if I need to get a hold of you easily?
Oh, you want like a group name?
Oh shit, son, we're about to become a band.
If you have one.
My
I
character face palms.
oh, no, we don't have one. Can we get back to you on that? I feel like this is a really important decision that we all need to come to after
No.
thought and conversation.
It's fair. I'll give you some time.
Unless someone else just wants to throw something out, I'm totally fine with that too. I don't know you people.
This is the perfect opportunity. It's like the heat of the moment where we have to come up with the stupidest fucking name possible.
All right, you got it. Take it away.
Oh fuck. Let's be called. Uh, let's be called. Shit. Does anybody have any idea?
Maybe perhaps we should just take a little bit of time to think about this.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay,
Can
fair
we get
enough.
back-
It's not
Fair enough.
important. We'll come back to it later. But in the meantime, where are my manners? You guys have clearly seen battle. Why not? I have a few rooms here if you want to take a rest and get cleaned up before we continue on with our expenditures. I want you in full health before we continue the fight.
Yeah, that would be great.
I would appreciate that. I would also appreciate getting someone more professionally inclined in medicine to remove this arrow from my shoulder. I could rip it out, but I'm not too
I
sure
can.
about the
I,
wound.
I don't know. Can I do that? I might be able to do that. I think I could do that.
You could have Tim do it, or Gresnith is amazing with his hands.
Oh my
I
god,
know
is it the
President.
goblin? I don't know if he should touch you.
You look down at the goblin,
Actually,
and he looks like the guy from Scary Movie, I think 2, with the really tiny arm and the normal size arm, and he's shaking.
I just don't think he should touch you. I
And
really
he looks
don't.
up at Wodak and he goes, Arrow.
Jim, I would
Uh,
like you to do it, not because I don't trust our friend here, but because I will then experience firsthand your capabilities.
are you talking to me? You talking to the goblin? Talking to me?
No, I'm talking to you, Jim. I'm talking to
Okay,
you.
okay. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Let's find a nice place to sit down and do that.
Alright,
Sounds like a plan.
if you guys will follow Gresnith, he'll take you to where you need to go. And Gresnith just looks up, he's still shaking, he goes, Rooms. And he starts to waddle away.
Hideous. I hate it. I don't like him. He scares me.
I like him.
Oh, he's not that bad.
I've thought of a
met-
name.
I've met far more uncivilized goblins.
Hold on, I'm very interested to hear the name. Is it Cornflakes? That one came to me very quickly, right after everybody decided to move on.
I got Raven Talons, but close enough.
I'll meet you in the middle and call it Raven Flakes.
I was actually
I'm
just
down.
thinking
That-
that.
That's it. That's
You
the
know what?
one.
That's it.
I like that.
I like that one too.
And the mayor kind of is in stunned belief, and he goes, Raisin Flakes.
Raisin Flakes.
We're the Raven Flakes.
Alright. This is as good his name as ever. And he looks at you and he goes, My dear Ravenflakes, please help me save this town. And he ushers you out the room to go take a rest. Now, you guys are going to start walking towards your rooms. You do have a free minute to talk to each other and kind of catch up what's going on.
I think everybody's pretty much on the same page, right?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I intentionally left out a couple details about the visions, like the fact that the temple is going to burn down, probably, most likely, and
what
that
now?
oh yeah, the temple, and then the cool looking lake thing that they got out there. Yeah, it's gonna be replaced with like some black ichor. I'm not really sure what exactly it's replaced with, but it's not water anymore.
Liquor.
Ichor. That is not liquor. You cannot drink it.
Did you? Is there anything like useful in this vision of yours besides this horrible future we're about to experience?
Well, I have a feeling that the temple is going to play a significant part. Hence why it's probably on fire and destroyed in the vision, as well as that lake thing. I'm really not sure what that is. I've only seen it in the visions. I haven't seen it in person yet.
Do you guys trust him there?
I mean, we kind of have
Partially.
to, I guess.
I trust him about as far as I can throw him, and that's not very far.
I think that his intentions align with ours. I don't think that I don't sense that he's gonna backstab us or turn out to be a giant flying lich.
Okay.
Don't think that's the case either.
All right, that was all I had. I think we're good.
And as you guys are walking kind of down this long hallway, everything is kind of matches the foyer. You guys are walking, and Gresnith finally stops, and he points at 6 rooms and goes, Bed. And he walks away.
What time is it?
It's like 3 in the morning.
Okay. I just want everybody to know
Nice.
that I'm gonna make breakfast in the morning. Just everybody should know that.
Time is the morning
That's
for you.
fine by me.
The morning is when we awaken.
Okay, good. Yeah, then that's fine.
I like sunny side up eggs.
We're getting Druid's dessert, fruity tres leches cake.
Okay.
I just read that off the cookbook website.
I just wanted to let you know I like sunny side up eggs.
Gonna write
What's
that
a
down.
website?
I'm gonna write that
So,
down.
Chim, about the arrow. Your room or my room to remove this?
Oh jeez, this is moving so fast.
Not like that. Not like that, friend.
No, we'll go to
I
your
just.
room.
All right.
I gotta roll a medicine check to remove this arrow.
Alright, while you guys are doing that, I'll be right back.
Roll it with advantage.
What's with advantage mean?
You rolled 2 dice instead
You
of
roll
1.
a d. Yeah, you
And
roll
you
a
take the
d20
higher.
twice.
Okay.
Yeah, if you only have one d20, just roll it twice and take the higher. If you have multiple,
It was
makes it easier.
15.
Arrow
15.
comes out with minimal damage.
Okay. Well, we're about to rest anyway, so you'll be in tip-top, tippity-tip shape.
So you grab the arrow and it goes slink, like right out.
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
This is, you know what? Fuck. Is this arrow made out of wood?
A wood and has a metal tip.
Okay. Can I? No. I'll worry about it tomorrow. I need a forked twig. I actually need that.
Why didn't you twig?
It's for a spell I have that requires a forked twig.
I mean, you can find a piece of wood. Anyways, so you guys are gonna take a long rest for the night,
Yes.
considering you guys
Yep.
especially the people that came into town, haven't gotten a rest. So go ahead, take your long rest, replenish all your spell slots, and go back to full health.
And spells go back to spell slots are good, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I forgot to play the mood. Okay.
Do I have to prepare spells again?
No.
It's not mandatory. Basically, you have access to every possible spell you could cast. You just get to every short or long rest. DM discretion also. I mean, he could just say it's every long rest. But basically, you can just choose different spells to prepare.
Yeah.
I think except for cantrips. I think cantrips are the
Cantrips
only
are
ones you
always.
can't change. No, I mean, I think they're the only ones you can't change once you choose them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can.
Oh, yeah. There we go. A little bit of fantasy music to kick up the mood.
Man, this would be very convenient, like, I don't know, an hour ago.
I know, shut up. So, the sun peeks over the horizon, peeks through your windows there, and you hear on the door, and it's Gresnith, and he comes up and he goes, Delg. And he starts to walk away.
Cool.
Breakfast yet?
You guys choose to follow him, or?
Oh, so wait. Oh, sorry. I was
Oh yeah, I'd follow him anywhere.
Have
wait.
we ate breakfast yet?
No.
Yeah,
We can eat.
I'd like to.
We can eat breakfast later.
It's being prepared for you. You'll be back. It'll be ready once you're back.
Wait,
Yay.
am I still here preparing it, or am I leaving?
No, you're gonna be leaving with him. The mayor has his own cooks.
Well, they better be good.
I'm sure
The
they'll
way I
live up
see
to
it, my
yours.
friend. The way I see it, friend, is if you don't like them, you can always cook for us later.
That's understandable.
So, how many fucking? So, Gresnith starts to walk out, and he's walking out the mayor's place, and he nods his head at the guards, and as you are walking out, you see coming riding in on horseback, with him and the 5 other guards, and he comes up and he goes, "Oh my God! Have you guys seen the cemetery?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's literally hundreds of skeletons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I said 100 plus, I guess I was technically telling the truth.
And he's real concerned looking around. He goes, I can't believe there's that many, but that's all I saw was skeletons. They weren't moving though. Were they moving when you guys were there?
I don't know.
They were kind of just brought, I guess you could say, to life right before we left.
Huh.
So yeah, I guess that means they were moving.
Because yeah, they were stuck there, like they couldn't move. The only thing that would happen was that their heads would turn and look at us as we walked in. It was really fucking freaky.
Could be an illusion.
I'm gonna take that as a good thing.
I don't know, whatever it is. I gotta talk to the mayor real quick. So did you guys come up with like a cool name or anything that he's gonna call you?
The Raven Flakes.
And he looks at you like really perplexing. Us. Like the cereal?
It's sick, isn't it? It's sick. I know. Yeah.
Nah, man, it's the bird.
I want to look at
Not
him,
raisin.
and I want to just like widen my giant beak as much as possible. Be like, yeah.
That's
Cal.
He said.
that's the best you guys could. He's not even a raven. He's blue.
That's
Shut
kinda-
your filthy mouth.
Who said we were naming it after our friend Chip?
yeah. Yeah. That's just it was cornflakes, and then
What are cornflakes?
I came up with Raven Talons, and so we combined them.
Okay.
Cal, before you head in, your name's Cal, right?
Yeah. What's up?
Would you mind when you discuss this with the mayor that you did bring it up to us and that I believe it might be a massive illusion potentially, but don't bet on that?
I mean, I'll bring it up to him, but I don't know if. I don't know. I guess we'll see what he can do. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an illusion, it's more or less safe, except for the Lich, but, you know,
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's true, but
I'd rather believe they're real.
I hope not.
You'll be
As do
fine.
I.
And Cal's like, well, I'm gonna talk to the mayor. You guys be hey, where's Cucho, by the way? And you guys like look around. Cucho stayed asleep. He's a real heavy sleeper, that big guy. They actually had a room big enough for him inside the house this time, but he's just still asleep.
He got to sleep on a real bed finally.
He's a little tuckered out.
So Gresnith is just sitting there and he's like really annoyed and he goes, Delg is like getting like really frustrated.
All right, let's go. Let's go to Dell.
Sorry, friend.
And Cal's like, I'll catch you guys later. I guess I'll meet up with the Raven Flakes after this. And he runs inside. So you guys start walking along, and you see the people still kind of have like a disdained look towards you. But it's a lot more relaxed than last night. Obviously, if you're working with the mayor, they know that you're working in good spirits. But a lot of people are starting to like turn away from you guys. But more out of fear, not like hate. They just want to make sure that they are safe. So as you guys kind of go along, you do see about 200 yards in front of you, in front of the mayor's palace, is this giant glowing tower. And you can see kind of like wisps and the arcane just flowing all around it, kind of holding it up. So that is what you're going to presume is the Tower of Loomis. But then just past that, about to the east of it, about 50 yards, is a dainty little rundown shack. It has outside on a sign that says goods, but it's spelled G-U-D-Z. And there's this little old human lady just sitting there. And Gresnith points right at her and goes, Delk! And he just vanishes. You can't find a single trace of him.
Jesus Christ, that's terrifying.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Enact conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I mean, at this point, is anybody who they say they are? Is like, can we trust this person we're about to go talk to?
It's spelled
Anybody have-
good with a U and a Z, so I think we might be alright.
I think that's pretty trustworthy, if you ask me. Let's go talk to him.
All right, I'm down
He's a
then.
goblin. I mean, most goblins I've met are pretty honest.
No, the
Not saying
Gresnith is
you-
a goblin. This little old lady is a human.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Gresnif though.
Can I just do like a?
He's done great things for this community.
Can I just do a quick? Well, no. Oh wait, oh wait.
I'm gonna go up and talk to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you.
Okay, so Melios and Gabe, did you want to go with as well?
Yes.
So Melios, Clementine, and Gwenin all walk forward,
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up there because I want to be a part of the conversation.
and you guys are within earshot. But he sees the three of them walking forward.
Okay.
She goes, "Ah, are you here to buy some of my fine wares?"
No.
Yeah, we are.
Wonderful. I haven't had a customer in ages, if you know what I'm saying. She starts smacking her hands together. Well, what are we looking for?
What do you have for purchase?
Well, depends on how much you want to spend. You're gonna have my whole house if you wanted it.
How much?
Okay. No, we don't want the whole house.
How much for
300
the house?
platinum. On the table.
Could I ask
Will you
you?
take 30 gold?
Okay.
You drive a hard bargain, but no.
2 gold.
Hmm. You don't know much about haggling, young one, do you?
1 gold.
Can we
Okay.
quit haggling this poor woman? I have a
want
question.
her house.
Yes, Clementine. I know you.
I would hope so. I've been here for a while.
Oh, attitude with this one.
Sorry. Do you
Be
see
nice.
my traveling companions are quite annoying?
I
hey.
do see.
I wanted to ask about Relic, and I'm just really upset by everything, and feel like talking to his closest friends would really help me get past this grieving period.
What happened to Relic?
He is here's the thing.
Dead.
Huh?
He's not dead.
He's
He
dead.
might be dead.
We're
Yeah.
we're really not sure.
You're telling me my dear Relic died.
He touched a dagger.
More or
and
less.
It's still out.
What? Oh, I remember when Relic came to this town. What a beautiful soul he was. And she starts to, weep a little bit.
Relic came to town with his wife, right?
Oh,
Tell us
yes.
about his wife.
What a beauty she was. Hey, is that tavern for sale?
Hey, I'll find out and I'll get back to you. What was his wife's name? What can you? I don't know much about her.
Oh, I don't know much either. I just know that she had this beautiful black hair with these blue eyes, and she was quite slender, but also her name was Selness.
And she wasn't.
Sell me.
She only stayed. Hey, Gwenin, shut the hell up. She only
Fine.
stayed in town for a little bit, right?
I can't remember exactly. It was 6 months.
6 months. And did
Mhm.
she ever have any visitors?
Oh, I'll have to check off the top of my head, but I can't see. There was these cloaked fellows. They would show up quite often, yes.
And they would meet with her?
Oh, yes. They, were quite fond of her and her black hair. What a
Would
beauty.
anything weird happen in town when they would show up?
Oh, she was really weird. There was this one time, I don't know if you knew this, she, went missing. Only for a
was that-
day.
Oh. Nobody knew where she went?
No, not really.
Did you console Relic during this time?
No, I tried to buy the tavern and he didn't. He kicked me out.
Okay, well, that's... Yes. So she went missing for a day and nobody knows what happened. Did she look disheveled when she returned?
No, she looked overjoyed. I just assumed that she had gotten some good news and needed some time to herself.
Interesting.
What gave you that idea?
Well, she was walking with those gentlemen in the cloak and just smiling.
Interesting.
What do you know about the gentleman in the cloaks? You do know that they are back in town now, right?
Oh, yeah, they never left, sweetie.
They've been here this whole time?
Oh, yeah, they've been here for years. That silly old mayor, I bet he didn't even notice.
When's the last time you saw them?
Yesterday, in fact.
Are these... Hang on, pause real quick, outside of Clem talking. We were talking about the 3 goons that the mayor said that they recently came to town, right?
Yeah, the 3 so the thing is, the mayor doesn't really know what's going on. This lady kind of has like all the info. It's the 3 goons and that one short guy that walks with the stick and the cloak.
Okay.
The one that you guys got the perception on was you saw that he had a tail and he had bronze eyes and that's it.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And
I
what do you
sneezed.
know about them? Like, what can you tell me about them? Give me a brief overview.
They're not human, I can tell you that much.
Do you know what they are?
Hey, you guys are asking a lot of questions and not a lot of buying.
I'm gonna hand her a gold piece.
Oh, thank you, dearie.
Now
My
give us your house.
questions, the answers to my questions cost more than 1.
Well, why don't we start at 1 and then go from there?
No.
What would
Answers of your
be
life.
sufficient? Okay, Gwennon, what would be sufficient to have you keep answering her questions, say for another 5 minutes?
10 platinum.
Do you have
How
anything that's
about-
actually worth? Well, never mind.
How about we spare your life and you give us the information? Does that sound like a deal?
Gwennon, we
Or
cannot threaten everyone.
how about a nice song? Nice song and dance.
Well, let's see here. This young man, and he starts walking towards Gwennon, just threatened me on my own territory. And she drops her stick. In a flash, she's behind you with a knife to your neck, Gwennon.
I
What-
like your style.
Without you even knowing. And she presses the blade and she goes, I wouldn't try me, boy.
I like your style.
We just usually ignore him. I highly recommend that you do as well. But what if we do 3 gold pieces?
Can
you
I
answer
try
the
disarming
question?
her?
Roll,
Is that a possibility?
roll a strength check.
Oh wait, what's my strength bonus?
0.
Nothing. Yeah, 0. Nice. I dropped my dice by accident. 11.
You go to move your hand up to try and disarm her, and she stabs the blade through your hand and immediately pushes you to the floor. And she whispers down, she goes, I'll do more than this if you don't respect me, sonny. And she takes her knife and she walks back to her shop. I'll have no more questions.
I want to
Well,
yell
I-
"World Star" from the back.
5 gold pieces? And Gwennon will leave this vicinity?
Make it 10 and you have a deal.
That's kind of steep.
Oh,
That
I'm
is
sorry that you
more
don't want to know about them cloaked men then. And she starts to walk away. And she turns back and looks at Clementine. She goes, they sure do know about Ruble. And she keeps walking.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Sorry, my brain just died.
Ruble's your brother, by the way.
No, I know, but like my brain just gave up. I want to try and continue to talk to her. Can I don't know,
Band-aids.
persuade her or something? It
Yeah,
just-
I want to do that too.
The only person that hasn't annoyed her thus far is Melios.
Mhm.
So you both can roll a persuasion check.
No, I think I'm gonna hand this one over to Mel. Can you
No, I want you both to roll one.
Oh, okay.
alright.
Oh, 3?
Not you, Gabe.
Oh, never mind.
8. It's a D20.
And that is right.
Hang on. Oh, it's the your persuasion check is +6. Yes, the persuasion.
25.
Holy fuck.
I'm a salesman. What can I say? Let me take care of this.
This fucking bar
Thanks,
is gonna be
bro.
the end of me. She turns around and she goes, I'll deal no more with this small bitch and her dumb friend. But
That's
Mel,
me.
you've always been good to me. What do you want to know?
About the cloaked men.
Yeah, more about the cloaked men. Let's talk about that.
Oh, what do you want to know?
Well, you know, have you interacted with them yourself at all?
Oh, yes, they come by and they buy some precarious items sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever looked them in the eye?
Oh, yes, that's not a friendly eye that they have there. Almost
Yeah.
like a reptile.
Mel like kind of leans in a little bit affectionately, and is like, so, you know, between you and I, you know, you've been around this town a lot. What do you think of them? Like, is this something, you know, we should be concerned about?
And she looks up at you and she goes, oh, they're not as sweet as you, honey, that's for sure. And she goes, I don't trust them as far as I could throw them, and I could throw them pretty far. The last thing that I knew about them is I had a little tip just about the little guy with the stick, but I don't know if I should tell.
I mean, I think I'd want to know, you know. You and I always kind of tell each other things. I mean, what do you mean?
Oh, yes, I could tell you, but my coffers are getting lighter by the moment.
Well, you've been drinking that tea I brought over the other day, right?
Oh, the chamomile, I loved it. It was delicious. Made me real sleepy. I missed out on some important sales.
Why don't... So, you know, like, the little guy with the stick, right? Like, I always get a weird feeling about him, too. Mel's lying, just to kind of convince her here. You know, what... I'm curious to, like, what you feel about him and why you feel a little, you know, strange there.
Roll a persuasion.
Eight.
Oh, Mel, you're sweet, but this one could undo exactly what I've been trying to stop. You have a good day now, sweetie. And she starts to walk away.
Bye. Have a good night.
I never got my band-aids.
Well, great job, Mel. Didn't know you were a flirt.
Naturally. First of all, thanks for that, I think. I don't know. She didn't give me any information, but I feel like I did. I mean, she told us that, you know, the small one with the cane is something we need to watch out for. She would not reveal why, but you know, I think that I have a good relationship with her. I give it a couple days, and maybe I can reassess with her.
And all of a sudden, you see her kick down her door. Goes, "Wait a minute, Mel, I forgot.
Oh, what's that?
Those cloaked men. Have you ever heard of dragons?"
Dragons?
Yes, I don't know if you know, they might be a little bit before your time, but this land reeked of dragons once.
Yeah, I've heard some stories. I know a few.
No, I'm not too sure, and I really shouldn't say anything. But those beasts give me an awful feeling, and they reek of magic.
Did you guys
sell
hear that?
Band-Aids?
Yeah, I
Yes.
heard that.
Do you sell band-aids?
I'm not gonna give you a fucking band-aid.
I'll pay you.
I don't want your money.
Aw. That's sad.
And she looks at Mel again and she goes, "If you could find some way to unveil their true identity, I fear that it might tear this land asunder. Be careful, Mel. I like you, sweetie." Mwah. And gives her a kiss, give him a kiss on the cheek and leaves.
He looks to her and goes, "I'm gonna do my best for you."
Ah, you are always a good kid. And, when you find your mother, let her know I said hello.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's enough for today, don't you think? And she walks inside.
Mel just kind of like stares at the ground. No one really knows why, but he just has like a 1,000-mile stare to the ground right now.
You good, Ben?
Yeah, I'm good.
Do you have any
Okay.
band-aids?
Can I
She
kick
poked me with a
one
metal
in
stick.
to the ground?
Yeah.
She
Cool.
poked.
Both of you roll strength, higher strength wins.
Okay, that's a d20, right?
What's going
Yeah.
on?
I got a nat 20.
Ooh.
Alright, well I got a 3.
You go to throw Gwen into the ground, and he reverse suplexes you and takes you to the ground instead.
Do I take any damage?
No damage, but you are stunned. Didn't know that he had that in him.
Cool.
Nice try.
Alright, let's go to the, Loomis? Is that her name?
All of a sudden, you hear a snap, and Gresnith appears behind you. Loomis! He starts to walk off towards the magical tower.
Grizzly.
I'm gonna follow.
I do the same.
Yeah, but I'm just assuming we're all following.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jog to catch up.
I'd like to run up to Gresnith and ask him if he has band-aids.
And he just stares at you. No.
Maybe next time.
So you guys are gonna start heading towards Loomis's tower?
Yeah, I thought we
Yes.
established that.
I thought, yeah,
Uh,
I did think we established that
just-
too.
Just double
Did she
check.
have anything of? She said these guys were buying things from her. Was she selling anything of interest?
Her house.
No one rolled perception to see.
Fuck, dude, I literally was like, I want to roll perception on what we're looking at, but I thought it was so stupid to do that I just said I was gonna wait.
No, it's never stupid. Just go ahead, and if that's something that you want to do, I'll let it slide this time. She has all sorts of magical wares just kind of laying there.
Band-aids?
No, Gabe, shut the fuck up with the band-aids thing.
Let me. Did he take damage? Shit, I fucking fell. Did he take damage? Gabe, you take damage?
He took like
I have-
3 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Can I roll a medicine check to wrap up his hand?
Sure.
Oof, the 6.
You can wrap it and stop it from taking any more damage, but he's still just going to be bleeding.
Give you a little peck. I did my best, brother.
Thank you.
So as you guys are walking forward and wrapping up the bandage, you guys get to Loomis's tower, and again, it's tall, blue, brazen. It has these wisps and magical auras flowing all about it, and it's almost like waves of water coming up and crashing down to the ground and kind of just alighting everything around it. There's no torches because the magic kind of lights it itself. And as you get closer, you see that the front door is wide open. There's actually no door on it, but you do see a hint of magic.
Could I make Arcana check?
You sure can.
Probably should have had that up in front of me, in all honesty.
I can tell you what it is.
13.
You do see that there's some sort of spell on the door. You don't know what spell it is, but you can see that there is kind of like a ward over the door.
I'm gonna gently reach out and touch it.
Your hand is almost like shocked. You get flung back a couple inches, and there's like smoke coming out the tips of your gloves.
Most curious.
I'm sorry, we're in front of what again?
Loomis's tower.
Okay, is the goblin with us?
Gresnith, yeah. And he's just standing there and he goes, Loomis.
Yeah, can you, like, how do we open the door?
And he looks at you and he just walks right through.
Okay.
And he goes,
come. Alright, then I'm gonna walk through. I'm gonna trust him. I mean,
I'm gonna walk through as well.
So, Gwenin and Chim pass through with no problems.
Okay, I'm gonna walk through as well.
Again, you can see Clementine walk, so you kind of see it's a little hesitant to let Clem in, but there's the barrier kind of just like envelops them real quick and lets them in.
All right, I'm going in.
Again, a little bit of hesitation, but Mel is able to pass right through.
I do not believe I can enter, in all honesty.
Why not?
We'll just
I
try
just have
again.
this feeling that there is something about me it does not like.
That's interesting.
I don't see what there is not to like.
I mean, yeah, that's. Why would you feel that way?
You are quite friendly.
Yeah.
Probably
I think
the
it'd be fun.
fact that I was mildly shocked when I just gently touched it, and the fact that you all more or less passed through.
I think it's just because our goblin friend here, just had to give us the reassurance that everything was fine. I think maybe you just have to believe that you can pass through.
You just gotta relax and walk through.
Walk through this fucking door.
I'll give it a try.
No, there is no try. There is only do, bro. Come on, you've seen Star Wars.
No try.
I attempt to walk through the door.
And you get blasted back about 10 feet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't like me.
I'll ask
someone
about
to keep
it.
you company out here.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. You stay out here, Gwenin.
Fine.
So Gwenin and Wodak stay behind. And as Gwenin steps out the room, Gresnith goes, up! And the floor starts levitating upwards. and you start climbing this tower. Just through the magic alone, just starts going, and you start just getting to the top, and you're going at a very fast speed, and it goes, and you get to the top, locks into place, and there you see the tallest elf you've ever seen. She's like almost 7.5 feet tall, long, flowing black hair, real frail skin. Very skinny, almost at the point to where it seems like they don't eat. Like more of that, they're very gaunt and they have no color to their skin. The skin around their cheeks is very sucked in. They have very profuse cheekbones and a very sharp chin and perfect plucked eyebrows. And it's almost like if she ate more, she'd be a symbol of beauty, but she's just so skinny and frail. And
She's a baddie.
What color are her eyes?
green.
Okay.
And she doesn't even notice that you're there. And her ear perks up. You see it twitch from the side. She goes,
Is there a table in the room?
There is. There's plenty of tables in the room.
Is there like whatever one it would be in the center of the room, whatever would be the most dramatic, I would like to just set the dagger on the table.
Now, there is a table that she's working on. Everything is levitating. Did you want to roll perception at all?
Yeah.
Mm,
1 second.
is that a microwave?
It sounded
I
like it.
got
Yes. I'm hungry.
23.
Fair enough.
Actually 25.
So you look around the room and you see all sorts of magic all around you. All the tables are floating. You see books aligned in an array. They are just up there floating by themselves. Most of them are worn down, and over time you can barely read what's on the sides of them anymore. You look to your left, and it's all sorts of alchemic magic is flowing, and you see liquids being mixed and stuff converging, and everything is fusing together. And you look at her, and she's working on her own project, and she's enveloped in whatever she's working on and doesn't really pay attention to you.
Even with the dagger on the table?
His dagger's on the table yet.
I want to lean it. The table's floating. How far off the ground would you say the table is?
About 3 feet.
Okay, yeah, so Clem can't lean on it. Since it's 3 feet tall, I'm going to have to reach my arm up and put the dagger on the table, and then I'm going to stare directly up at her with my hands on my hips.
And she doesn't even stop what she's doing. She goes, "Yes, Clementine."
Can you, you got a second?
For you? No.
Okay. What about for Relic?
What would I
Caution.
want anything to do with that fool?
Are you in? Can you just look at this dagger of magical origin and, take it from there?
And not even looking at you, she goes, "Magical in what way?"
I think Relic's soul is trapped inside of that stone.
Would it be the first time I've heard of some idiot getting trapped inside a stone?
Yeah, well, this idiot happens to run the local tavern, and I'm quite fond of him.
Do you not see that I'm working on my own projects?
I really feel like it would just take you like 5 minutes if you just took it a quick look.
And she starts to get annoyed, and she goes, "You're going to come up here, ask demands of me with that filthy half-elf in the room."
I hardly know.
What? Sorry.
I hardly know him, so
I mean,
I'm gonna
you-
look at Mel. Can you leave?
Yeah, I think it's best if I get out of here. Mel like kind of leaves the room, but not all the way.
you gotta remember, you came up on a platform.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So the only way is either through her or through Gresnith. And Loomis sets down whatever she's working on, and she approaches Belle and she goes, "You come to my tower, reeking of your filth, and you insult me by even being in my presence."
I mean, was somebody else saying something?
No, you go ahead. This is.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, cool. For what it's worth, I don't really recognize much of my elf self either. If that's helpful at all.
Isn't it a shame that one part of you is filthy human and the part of the elf that you could have embraced is nothing but more than a garment on your skin?
Okay.
I think we should distract her. I think we should just go ahead. Can I say in Elvish? And I want to ask her in Elvish, what she's working on.
Do you know Elvish? I don't think you know.
I do.
You do?
I do.
Do you
I do.
actually?
I do, yeah.
No fucking way.
I do. A lot of Elvish cookbooks out there. I had to read them.
Is there really? Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and read some Elvish to her.
Yeah, I just want to ask her what she's working on. And say I'm very interested. That place looks great. I mean, the magical work being done up here is just stellar. So, what are you working on over there, if you don't mind me asking?
And she responds in Elvish, "Something that your small mind could not comprehend, bird."
I mean, you're probably right, but I'd still love to look.
And she just looks around the room and she sighs and she goes, "It's a potion to cure Gresnith's smoking habit."
That I could not agree with you more is probably one of the most important things that needs done in this town. I mean, if I could clap, I would, but I have feathers. So that's fantastic. I think that's actually really good.
So she goes, "I'm assuming you're here because of the Lich."
I mean, yes, yep. So you already know about it?
And she goes, "Of course I know about it. I've known about it for days."
Are you by chance the one that put the spell on the crypt?
There's only one way to keep those skeletons inside.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm thinking that you already know that the reason we need you to look at this dagger is because it's a danger to us and the whole town.
And she goes, "Fine, allow me to inspect it." And she looks down at the dagger and she goes, "Where did you get this?"
We actually got that from the Lich, but we know its original origin. It was sent to, what was his name?
So Lennis?
No, that sent to his wife. The
Yeah,
dagger was sent.
that's his wife.
Yeah, Solanus.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, was sent to her through the mail. We don't know the gap in between of how it went from her their possession to being in the possession of a Lich, but we were able to acquire it from him while he was, I'm assuming, extracting a life force out of one of the townsfolk.
And she's looking down at the dagger and she's, "This is something of my own creation."
Really?
Where did you said you got this from the Lich?
Okay, well, so you've created this? Like, you forged this dagger?
Yes, I forged many of these.
And you, for sure that you have forged this one in particular?
There's only one person here that can handle this kind of crafty work, and I've been around a very long time. And she flicks the gem on top and she goes, "Oh, poor Relic. Always got yourself into something deeper than you could handle."
Okay, well, this one was sent to his wife. Do you know how that could have happened?
Well, I've crafted these a long time ago, but they were meant to harvest magic, not souls. This is contaminated. Do you know? When he touched this knife, did he die instantly?
Well, it took a second for his soul to be absorbed, and then he let out his last breath as he was already wounded, so it's kind of tough to say how fast it was. But it wasn't exactly instant, but it was fast.
See, the thing about these knives is they can only be bonded to one person.
And is that by getting stabbed by... Who was the last person to get stabbed by the hilt?
It was just, and nobody in the party.
Okay, then I guess that probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, the last person was Relic.
Get stabbed by the hilt?
Yeah, he picked it up and the barbs came out and trapped his soul.
Okay. Okay. So what do you mean by wielded by one person? Is it one person can use the power in the dagger, or?
Well, originally it was created to form some sort of link, typically to the person's magic essence to amplify their spells through the weapon, never the soul.
Do you have any idea who would have altered this and for what purpose?
I don't know who could. I mean, I've placed very heavy magic on making this.
Do you think you could render this dagger unusable for a certain amount of time?
Not with the soul trapped into it. I might be strong, but that would doom Relic.
So you're saying Relic still has a chance, even though he's outside of his body?
Well, yes, currently he's bound to the knife. If he had a vessel, I think we could return him.
A vessel? So like maybe a body made of wood?
Perhaps if he had a strong enough magic aura, or...
Can I ask you something kind of off topic?
Sure.
Have you met the wooden man who can't enter the village? Do you know the individual I'm talking about?
Yes, Duna Hendine. He's longtime friends.
How come he can't enter?
There's something sick happening with this land. And the farther that reach grows, the less his reach extends.
Does anybody else have any questions for her? I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking right now. I don't know. Somebody else probably wants to ask her something.
Well, none of us speak Elvish.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so they have no
I
idea
actually
what you...
speak Elvish.
Well, yeah, there's only 2 people in the party that do.
She won't talk to me.
You are hearing what she's
I
saying,
speak-
though.
I speak Elvish. I'm
Yep.
just not able to enter.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna carry on with the conversation. Then. So you're already aware of the threat. You've already taken actions against stopping, this endless horde of the undead marching on the village. Are you aware of what we should do with this dagger, or the motives behind why what's happening is happening?
Yes, I mean, I put that spell there to stop them, and currently there's not much more I can do. I mean, there's too many things happening for me or for the mayor to see.
Well, I'm hoping we can help out with that. Any idea what we could do with the dagger?
I really wouldn't want to do anything with it until I can get Relic out of it into a body.
And what would you do once the soul was removed? Just, make it inoperable, or destroy it, or...
Oh,
You think
there's no way to destroy this. I made it indestructible. The only thing that I could think to do is... It might be able to slow the skeletons down.
Okay, but first we would just need to remove the soul.
Correct. Now, for whatever reason, that Lich had it tied to Relic, and I don't know why.
Okay, so do you have anything here that could hold his soul temporarily?
No, but I could start work on something. I'll have to hold off on Gresnith's smoking potion.
It's a kind of follow-up question. Do you know if the old madam down the way has any items that would be capable of holding a soul? The shopkeeper.
She might. I would speak to her, but be careful. That one is quite dangerous.
Okay.
I also noticed that you brought some foul magic with you.
Oh? Did we?
That young man out there. I will not let him into my tower. He seems tainted.
Well, that's actually news to us. I think maybe we should elaborate on that to see if it's relevant to what we were doing. Can you tell me what you mean by that?
His magic seems sick.
In the same way that the dagger seems corrupted?
No, the dagger is much worse, but he is not much better.
But not in the same the same way, or are we talking something different?
Something different. So something off about that man, and I don't quite trust him.
Understandable. Well, actually, I really want to thank you for your time. I want to say, what you have going on here is just wonderful. You seem like such a smart individual. Love to come back and learn some things from you sometime.
What is your name, bud?
Chip. I want to stick out my feathered hand.
And she
handshake.
reaches out and very lightly grabs the tip of your feathers. You can feel how frail she is, and she goes, "It's a pleasure meeting you." It shakes.
Perfect. Yes, it was very nice to meet you, and thank you so much for your help. And we'll make sure we check back in with you when we have further developments to stop these issues.
All right. Take that filthy, muddled blood away from me.
All right, and we're gonna. Everybody's good. We're gonna head out.
Are we leaving the dagger with her or taking it?
Oh no! We should take that. We should take it.
That's what I thought. I'll put it back in my bag.
So she's gonna work on something though to hold the soul.
Yeah, she's as you turn away, you see her push everything that she was working on aside and start working on something else.
Okay. And we've left. We're leaving.
Yeah, Gresnith appears and goes down, and the lift starts going down.
Just to catch everybody up to speed on what we were talking about in there, it seems like she is responsible for putting the ward over the crypt, keeping the threat contained. She developed this dagger, but doesn't remember when or how it got out of her inventory. It's corrupted, and she cannot really help us until we remove the soul inside of it. So I think the next step would be to go back to the sweet old lady and have our bard here browse her wares and get a good deal on an item that may potentially harness the soul for a temporary time.
Excellent work on there, Jim.
Also, I'm totally gonna bone that elf. It's gonna happen.
I sensed the chemistry.
So
I really did.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Wasn't the old lady a thief or a thief?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she seems to like the bard enough, right?
Yes.
Which I keep saying the bard. I don't know. I mean, Mal.
Mel.
She likes. Yeah, Mel. Mel.
It's Mel.
Yeah, Mel. Yeah. She seems. Yeah. So I think if he can work his charm on her quite like last time, we'll probably be good. I'm sure that she's not going to be willing to give you any type of discount, but as long as you play that the item you're trying to get isn't that important, we should be good.
Yeah. Everyone kind of looks at Mel, but Mel's like kind of out of it. with like the last couple interactions, and then says, "Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and do that. Anybody know a good song I should play for to cheer us up?"
Fergalicious.
I think you should
Perfect.
play something that makes you feel good, or for ability. Yeah, that's a classic right there. Really like that one.
Yeah,
Material
yeah, that was
girl.
exactly what I was asking for in that. So perfect.
Roll
All right.
performance check. Because his Bart's bust is probably going to be like fucking 30.
Okay, so I have a 27.
See? I was right. You play the song perfectly. Standing ovation from even the people.
Fergalicious definition.
People come around and they hear you start to play the song and they toss on the ground in front of you a couple gold pieces. So go ahead and add 3 gold pieces to your bag.
Awesome.
And how do you
Let's
play it?
go. How do I play what?
How do you play the song? What instrument?
Oh, so hand drum for sure. Get that beat going. And then Melios like pulls his lute from behind his back and just, starts strumming more of an acoustic version. But it's definitely a crowd favorite. And suddenly it's like Mel wasn't even in any kind of mood again, seeing everyone be happy. And he's happy now too.
Perfect.
Hey, do what you did here on that old woman. I feel like we might have some success with that. I can't fucking say this word.
It's not that hard, man. You got this.
Fuck up.
Make me.
Damn. So, are we going back to the old woman?
Yeah, I guess we're going back to Delg.
Alright.
Yes, we're going back.
So Gresna starts leading the way again. And now the shop's about 50 yards away, so it's not too far, but you look around, the crowd's a little bit happier with you guys. The town is kind of seeing that you're not as bad as they thought. And you're walking forward more. And I want 3 people of the party. Who's walking in front of everybody?
Me, right?
Yeah, Mel's in
Yeah.
front.
Slow. I'm gonna be in the back.
I'll be up at the front.
And I need one more person, whoever's up front.
Okay, I'll be up front.
Can you 3 roll perception check for me?
I got a 12.
14. Did you roll a... Oh, yeah, you did.
14.
Okay.
Oh no. 10. Sorry.
So, as you guys are walking forward, Delg's shack kind of pops up in the distance, but you see those hooded figures talking kind of in front of it, and you can kind of see Delg like kind of backing away, and it seems like there's a heated discussion going on.
I definitely think that we should heed her advice from earlier. And I don't think we should make any open confrontation with these people. But we should definitely try to go help her out.
I want to know what they're arguing about more than I want to help her out, 'cause she's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, she stabbed me in the hand.
Is anyone in our
That's-
party, like, sneaky or,
I
like...
Can
am.
make a distraction or... Oh wait,
Like-
no, we want to eavesdrop. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sneaky.
Levi, do you have, like... Can you make people invisible? Yeah, because you did that to me one time.
I'm expert in
I
stealth.
could make someone invisible again.
Yeah. I feel like... Gabe...
can-
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm an expert in stealth. I have a +7 in it.
I can also... I have the ability, for whatever reason, to change the shape and color of somebody's eyes for a minute. That's just something I can do. So I could change your eyes to the colors of theirs, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that's not the best time to do it, but maybe you could try to conversate with them.
Won't I be invisible?
I feel like just eavesdropping on their conversation might be best. I don't know if they'll continue.
And
Probably.
I agree.
Just because it's always the same 3, so someone else coming in they would be suspicious, I imagine.
So what's the plan here?
I think that if Levi's character feels so inclined to make Gabe invisible, and then Gabe sneaks up and tries to listen to their conversation, I feel like that would.
Yeah, I can.
I don't know. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think that's great.
I can
do
easily do
guidance.
that.
So,
It's a good idea.
I want to do guidance on our boy here, so he has better sneaking ability. So just gotta touch you, and then you add D4 to your stealth checks or whatever you gotta roll.
And
D4.
Remember,
Mm-hmm.
and remember, you're invisible, not quiet. So if
I
they
know.
hear you, they hear you.
I'm not gonna hit my head off a chest.
Damn.
Am I able to cast Bardic Inspiration?
So, are we just going to buff the living shit out of Gabe's character to make sure he can pass his stealth check?
I think Levi should
Yes.
get one, and then Gabe should get another, since we have 2.
I can only cast 2 spells, and I am not about to cast invisibility on myself.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
mean, like.
Yeah, casting on Gabe. Right. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, cast it on Gabe, but like, I don't know, Bardic Inspiration on Levi, and then whatever you
I
were
don't need it.
casting on Gabe.
There's no fail DC
I'll be
for.
honest.
Oh, okay, so this is why I was confused.
Invisibility is pretty much just I touch something and they turn invisible, depending on, however. I haven't thoroughly fleshed out how I exactly want it to look like, but basically I touch something and they turn invisible.
Okay, thank you. That was my misunderstanding, and so I communicated that to Adrian incorrectly, so my bad.
Yep. The only downside is I have to remain concentration on the spell, which means if I get hit, there is a chance it could, disappear. Or if I fall.
I feel like we'll be okay.
So protect Levi at all costs.
No.
Okay, don't do that then. So is that what we're doing?
So yeah, is that what are we going?
Yeah.
Okay. So are we rolling? So Levi, are you casting stealth on Gabe?
Yes, I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Invisibility.
On him, but I will do it after he gets his guidance and bardic inspiration and whatever else I'm giving him.
So
that way everyone
what's
can
guidance
still see
do?
him.
Do I add a
Guidance gives you
D4 roll to it?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
to one ability check of your choice.
So with bardic inspiration, we got to remember that if you guys are trying to be stealthy, bardic inspiration does play a sound.
Oh yeah, we don't want to do that.
I mean, you probably have what's your stealth modifier?
7.
Probably like a +7.
No,
yeah.
you're fine.
He has a huge stealth modifier. If you just dig, now it's whatever you guys want to do. I'm just making sure that you realize that for bardic inspiration, there is going to be an instrument played.
I think we'll be fine.
Guidance
If it gets
is a cantrip, anyways.
Yeah, that's a little bit more quiet and discreet.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to get some juicy information out of this, and if it goes south, we can do something.
Well, Mel, do you want to cast Bardic Inspiration, knowing that it'll make noise when we're trying to be sneaky?
No, I don't think that would be a good idea. The whole town would come out.
I'm just
Have
fucking
have
good.
we eaten food yet? we haven't eaten food yet, have we?
No, you guys have been out for like an hour.
Fuck, I'm hungry.
I know, man. I didn't get my breakfast.
Okay, so what's happening? Rein it in.
Let's do this stealth thing. That sounds like a good idea. Getting information.
All right, I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna start. Let's just keep giving the guidance plus D4 to one ability check of your choice.
So do I roll a D4 and add it to an ability?
Yeah, anytime you need to do an ability check. Yep.
Well, you roll the d20 and then add your modifier and then add the d4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
then I add my modifier. And
Yeah.
then the thing.
And then I'm gonna cast invisibility on him. So I'm gonna poke you with my finger.
23.
Cool.
Yeah, 23.
So yeah, you're gonna enter stealth with no problems.
And I'm gonna eavesdrop on them.
Okay, so you're going to walk forward a little bit. Now, you are stealth, but you're not quiet exactly, so you do have to be careful. So what happens is, and you already rolled invisibility on him, Levi.
Yep, I already cast it. He's
Okay.
invisible.
So in
'Cause
it,
I had to physically touch him.
Yep.
So
in an instant, Gwennon disappears from you, and he starts to walk forward, and you get about 10 feet closer, and you hear bickering, but you're not quite close enough yet. If you're gonna go forward, I need you to roll another stealth check.
Plus my modifier. Or
Plus
not?
your modifier. Yep, it's always gonna be plus your modifier.
Would it also be plus guidance?
Uh,
That gives you an on.
you only get guidance once.
yeah, you only get one
Oh,
guidance
okay.
cast.
So if you already used the guidance, it disappears. If you didn't use it yet, you hold on to that D4.
So I got what is this? 30.
How did you get 30?
Wait.
What did you roll?
Gabe,
Oh wait, not a 30.
Gabe.
Oh, my bad. I added 17 in my bad.
What the fuck?
That'd be a 26.
26. You move forward and you get about 20 feet closer. You can hear clearly what they're saying now, and they have Dell kind of backed into a clinch. You thugs better back off. I'm still spry for my age. And you hear the older one kind of like lean forward and he goes, "You need to stop giving those adventurers tips about us." And she goes, "I'll tell whoever I want. You don't scare me, you scaly-eyed fucks." And they kind of like advance forward. And she goes, the older one with the sick that thrown relic before, and she goes, he goes, "You don't want to end up like your buddy in the dagger, do you? Now listen here. We're continuing our plan, and anybody that gets in the way will end up just like him." She goes, "Oh, I bet, Sonny, I could take you down to town and you had no idea what hit you." And they start to back up a little bit. Now, you are getting a little bit closer as this is going on. You are picking up more and more. Will you roll a perception check for me?
And
Yes, plus bonus, right?
It's always going to be plus your modifier, Gabe.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
Unless I say no modifier, it's going to be plus your modifier.
can I look around to see if there's any guards around real quick?
I got a nat 1.
Oh, you notice.
Ouch.
You just see that they're standing there. You don't notice anything special about them. And then Chim, you notice Cal walking through the town, but you don't notice any other guards.
Out
I
of
think-
curiosity, how far away are they?
They are about 70 feet from you. They're about 30 feet from Gabe.
70 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
about
gonna
to-
I'm
about to
gonna
try-
prepare a firebolt spell or cantrip just in case Gabe gets discovered.
Okay.
I'm considering I really want to hold like this is a third party, and I really want to figure out the motives behind these guys. Do we want to try to stall them until we can get help, trap them, arrest them ourselves, or do we just want to let this slide?
I mean,
I
feel
say
like
we
none
let
of
it
us-
slide.
I mean, you're not really near us, Gabe. I think he's
Oh.
asking to party near him.
That's a
In
good.
character.
That's a good point. I'm just.
I think
Oh.
that
Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like they're pretty strong. Especially the weird little guy with the cane that isn't with them, but I'm sure is aware of their whereabouts. So maybe we just let it slide.
Okay.
I don't know. Levi? No?
I personally don't think we can fight them.
Are you still preparing this cantrip?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like hold it in my hand, but kind of like turn it so that way it's behind my back or whatever.
Okay. So
So
it's
that way,
like kind of like
it's
stealthily behind you?
not even like fully stealthy. Like anyone who's like behind me or like to my side even could probably see it, but just like they can't see it.
Okay. So we're just gonna let this. Are we gonna call for Cal, or are we just letting it? Like we're just gonna kind of see what Gabe hears.
See what Gabe hears, I think.
Okay. Gabe, do you want to get any closer?
Can I move like 10 feet closer to them?
Roll a stealth check.
10.
Are you adding your proficiency modifiers too? Your
Yes.
proficiency stuff? Yeah, okay. Just
You rolled a 3.
I'm not even proficient. I'm expert.
I need to check something real
Whatever.
quick. Give me 1 second.
Out of character, I'm just gonna say it. It looks like our expert in stealth is lying to us.
what do you mean?
Listen, man. That's just what it says on my character sheet, okay? I just
some
got
pretty
one bad
poor-
roll.
It's a listen. The fact that the DM had to go check something after you rolled a 10.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. You're lucky
Eh,
that
man.
you're lucky that I didn't craft this the way I should have. So you know what? Roll your stealth with advantage because you're invisible. So give me another roll.
Same exact thing.
Okay, you suck.
Ouch.
So you creep forward, and as you take a step forward, you step on a bunch of leaves and a stick, and it's real close to these guards now. And 2 of them whip around, and they're looking around, and they don't see you, but they're really cautious now. But because you've kind of alerted them, you get a really good look at their face for once. And what you see is not like what you've seen before. It's a dragonborn. They're both dragonborns. They're pure black with black eyes, and their tongues are lashing out to kind of get a smell for what's going on around them. But these dragonborns are more have more the dragon personality than you've ever seen before. Like they're more almost exactly just dragons on 2 feet. Like they're strong, stern. You can see the wings poking through their cloaks in the back, and they're peering around, and you get like a heavy stench of sulfur coming from them.
Broad daylight?
Yeah. These cloaks usually will cover their head, but he's like right next to these guys, so he can see him. And you hear Delg say, "Well, it looks like we might have a little company, honey. I'd say you better skedaddle before you get your knickers in a bunch." And the old one with the cane says, "We'll fall back for now. But if you try anything, in any way, you'll end up just like Relic." And he goes, "Let's move." And they start to walk away. Now, these folks are very cautious. You can pursue if you want.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, best to just hold off on now.
I'm gonna hold off, yeah.
So we're gonna just wait. Give me 1 second. Damn needs to let his dog inside. I forgot she was out here and it's raining.
Dang, bro. Animal cruelty.
Yeah, probably.
So, very quickly, can I, are there any bushes near me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, can I look for a forked twig?
Did you roll one? Sorry, my headset cut out.
Oh, I need to roll a perception.
A nature check.
It is a 21.
Yeah, you found one.
Okay. I need that for when we go to look for the item we're looking for.
No, Del keeps antagonizing them a little bit, almost as if she wants to fight. So these Dragonborn start to walk away, and she goes, "I knew you pansies would run at the first sight of me." She said, "I used to take down dragons 4 times your size. You are nothing to me." And the leader turns around and starts to rush back towards the old lady with like kind of malicious intent, and right in their way is Gwenin. Kind of the 2 guards that were there before are definitely going to come up right on top of him. I need you to roll a athletics check for save.
Oh. 10.
10.
And I have no bonuses.
They barrel right into you and knock you over. So one guard goes, "Ugh!" and he feels you, and he kind of like tumbles on the ground a little bit, and the short one goes, "What?" and looks over and starts peering around and looking, and he's gonna roll a perception actually.
That's not good.
Yeah, you're still invisible.
I am still invisible, but the dude literally just tripped over me.
He doesn't see you. He does see his guard on the ground, but he sees an implant in the grass, the same shape as your body laying there. So he rushes over and he starts tapping his stick on the ground. So if you want to make an athletics check to try and get out the way before he hits you.
Alright. I might as well try. At 16.
You dodge right out of the way. So he's taking his stick and goes thunk, 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 and it's just completely missing you. Now, if you want to try again, you can get a little bit close, or you can kind of, you can actually roll perception for me.
Okay. Nat 20 plus 5.
Damn.
So 25.
So as he's swinging the stick around you, you move so easily that you actually get a good look at his face. And again, he's very draconic, and he has black scales all over his body, but you can see down the middle of his face and over his left eye, and then slightly over his left eyebrow, are 3 massive scars. He doesn't seem to be in good health. He does seem to be a little bit more frail than the 3, but you can still sense like this massive amount of energy coming from him. So as he's going thunk, thunk, he's like leaving huge indents in the ground all around you. So you do notice like he's strong, but he's not as strong as he used to be. But you really do see those scars. He has an elongated snout with sharp teeth that are dripping with acid, and you see these furrowed kind of horns towards the back of his head, and he's just swinging wildly. And so, do you want to take kind of like a roll to get away, or what do you want to do to kind of counter his swings? Because you've already dodged him, but now you can take a movement against him.
I'm gonna get away.
Gonna get away?
Yes. What would I roll for that?
I will have you roll a do another athletics. Or no, acrobatics.
Oh, okay. I actually have bonuses for that. Yay. A 16.
Okay, so as you're rolling, he goes to take another swing down at you, and he goes thunk into the ground, and it lands like right between your legs. You take a hop up, you book it back towards your group.
Alright.
And what are they doing?
So am I there now, like at my group?
Yeah,
or
you're about 10 feet from him.
They're dragonborn.
I say I cast blindness. I could cast it on 3 of the 4 of them, and we could run up and maybe apprehend them, or just like give them a quick smack.
All right, man.
You're going after them.
I mean, I'm asking what you guys think. We could wait here. I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing?
Is he still swinging wildly at the ground?
Yeah, he is.
Have any like regular people noticed that there's 4 dragon people hitting the ground?
No.
Should one of us get Cal?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, there's still no guards around.
Yeah, no guards around.
Yeah, fuck it. I guess let's just go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna cast blindness on 3 of them.
Okay.
Okay. What is your DC save on that?
Hold on. So this says. It says, is that the attack save?
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
Constitution 12.
So, yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second. So, are you targeting the 3 guards, or are you targeting the guys swinging as well?
I think we should target the 3 guards and then first try to reason with the leader.
He
And
says,
then just tell him. Have I already blinded the other 3?
okay, so, one did roll a Constitution saving throw of 14. So, I don't believe he is blinded.
No.
So one is not blinded, but the other 2 are.
And we're running up to them, right?
Yeah, you guys want to take like a rush towards them?
I'm going to stay exactly where I'm at and unleash my firebolt, I guess.
I'm also gonna rush with my rope.
Can I preemptively enter rage and rush in?
Well,
Um,
Could I?
Okay, so who's going first?
So
Okay.
Well, if
Here-
I can do sneak attacks, can I? Oh wait, we're not trying to kill them, are we?
I feel like maybe so. If Levi throws a firebolt, and then we enter and we have to roll initiative, right?
Well, look, do we want to first
Sure,
try to
I-
reason with the leader?
Yeah, maybe hold off. Yeah, that's where I got confused. Let's
I
just
can
go
hold
to
it. I can hold the
grab-
firebolt. I'm gonna stand back still though.
Yeah, I guess let's try
I'm
and
gonna keep-
grapple them.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that 70 foot
Yeah.
of distance.
So who's rushing in?
I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over.
Okay,
I'll run over too.
and
Keep in mind, Gabe, if you make a
attack, you're out of invisibility.
yeah, there's another caveat to that. Oh, it doesn't affect him. It's cast spell.
Yeah.
He doesn't
So-
cast spells.
As I'm running, can I scream?
I actually do have
for-
a spell.
Can I scream for like people passing by to look? Just want to like scream dragon people.
Yeah, you can. So Cal is about 120 feet away from you guys. There are a couple civilians. Delg is a little bit more secluded, so there's not as many people nearby. And as this is going on, Delg sees the blindness that's affected, and she goes, and she closes her shop, and her shop magically just goes and locks down. So the middle Dragonborn's looking over. He sees that 1 or 2 of his guards are blinded, and the other one goes, "Oh, what do we do, boss?" And he starts swinging, and the middle Dragonborn goes, "Fetch the horn!" And he's reaching behind him. So as you guys are rushing forward, this Dragonborn is pulling out a horn, and he's about to bring it to his lips.
I wanted for that.
Can I
to work.
firebolt the horn?
Sounds like a good idea.
You can.
Maybe I want to scream, stop. Does that work? Does he stop?
No, it doesn't work.
Fuck.
Am I close enough to try and grab for it?
You're about 30 feet away. If you want to use a dash, I will say give me a athletics check to see if you can rush towards them. Now he's behind the leader, so you can either tackle the leader or you're going to have to go past him. If you go past him, the guy is going to get an opportunity to stop you.
Okay. Then I will.
Depending on what you do, Sierra, determines whether or not I will attempt to firebolt the horn or not.
Oh, I do have a question though. So because I am a halfling, I have halfling nimbleness, and I can move through the space of any creature that is a size larger than yours. Does that?
Well, he's not much larger than you.
Oh, okay. Son of a bitch.
Basically, he's same size.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's much shorter and a little bit frailer.
Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna go ahead and tackle the leader then.
Okay.
You said roll an athletics check.
Roll a strength check for that one.
Okay.
While she's attempting to tackle the leader, I will firebolt the horn then.
I got a 10.
Can I roll a roll a persuasion check to see if I can distract him from blowing the horn?
No, he's pretty dead set on blowing that horn. And then the leader rolled an 11 as well. So Clementine rushes into the leader and they kind of just and they clash and they're kind of like gripping onto each other. You can see that they're both kind of like
23.
counter throw to hit the horn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I have another idea then.
So Wodak, you go and cast the firebolt.
Yeah.
So as he starts to bring his lips to the horn, you hear just one little and as it's going off, your firebolt smacks the horn and the horn shatters and it sends the guy flying back a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, bro.
Yeah, bro, for real.
What were you gonna do, Gavin?
Well, I mean, it seems everything's fine because, I mean, I guess that was the horn pretty loud. Probably just a magic horn. Probably doesn't really matter if it was loud.
It caught the attention of some, but not all. So it didn't get its intended purpose off.
I mean, I could use this can't. You know what? I'm gonna yell at the leader while they're struggling. Just be like, hey, I don't know what your motives are. We're not trying to really go after you all. We're interested in the crypt. So whatever you guys are doing right now, we really don't have beef with.
So as he's struggling with Clem, he's like, "What do you puny humans want involved with this for?" And most of you aren't even human.
I think I'm the only human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea what you got going on. We're invested in ending the scourge of the crypt. That's all we're really into right now. And whatever you're doing, you just keep on doing it.
So he kind of is standing there, and you feel the grip relax on Clementine a little bit, and you hear like a deep like bellow like kind of come out of him. He goes, "I've had enough of the interference," and his hands, he drops the 4, and he slams on the ground, and the ground shakes a little bit. Clementine, make a athletics saving throw for me. 23. So as he slams his hands on the ground splinters and shakes, and it knocks you off your feet. But as the earth comes up a little bit from underneath you, you're able to push off with your back foot and leap back 10 feet. as you're flying backwards, you are caught by a gust of wind, and everybody's looking around. And this has the attention of everybody in the town now. You can see guards are starting to come, and Cal's starting to run over, and you hear, and like you can see his arms starting to grow and shift, and you see him go from his small, frail, draconic body, and you see this long, black, spiked tail pull out from behind him, and it starts swaying, and you hear like though his back, his cloak starts ripping, and you hear the wings go, and his got a massive wingspan of about 50 feet on each side, and you feel the wind go, and it pushes everybody back, and I want everybody to make a strength check against the wind.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting knocked prone.
Yeah, I got a 6.
6?
I also got a 6.
Well, I rolled an 18, but I have a -2, so that makes it a 16.
Okay.
Is there any way I can ride the wave on this? I just like fly on it.
Now you're kind of like trying to stand your ground on this one. You didn't have enough time to get your wings out.
Fuck.
Yeah, just strength. It's your strength modifier. So yours is +0, so just your flat d20.
Gabe, what did you roll? Gabe?
Gabe is dead.
8.
8.
I completely forgot I muted myself. I was sitting here talking like I was unmuted.
So, the only one I'm waiting on is Adrian.
That was a 6.
Okay, so everybody but Wodak gets knocked to the ground from the pure power of the wind. So Wodak is kind of standing there, and the wind's like pushing back his hair on his face, and it's just he's almost like kind of sliding off the ground. And as he does this more, he's the only one that gets a clear look of this massive, broad creature that not many have seen for the past 1,000 years, and it is a huge black dragon spreading its wings and pushing down on the ground, and it's just the sheer weight of this thing is crumpling the ground beneath it, and there's acid dripping from its mouth, scorching the grass below it, and it's just completely devastated the land near him, and it goes and it starts to fly up a little bit, and its heavy wings are pushing itself up, and the guards come screaming over, and they're running, and they draw their spears, and they see this massive black dragon, and they freeze, because no one's seen a dragon in who knows how long. And you look around, and Cal runs up to Clementine and helps her up and goes, "What the fuck is going on?"
I have no idea. These are, you know, those guys that keep like harassing people around town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're dragons?
Yeah, they're dragons.
Is it just... Are all of them dragons or just this one?
All of them, and I don't know if all of them can become like a big ass dragon like this one did, but they are all dragons.
Yeah.
I would like to shout at the now, I'm assuming, black dragon in front of us, because that is how you described him.
Yeah, it is an ancient black dragon.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout, "You sneaky fuck!"
And he's going to kind of like chuckle, and he goes, "One with the master of the dark arts couldn't even notice a simple guise?"
What do you mean, master? I barely know what I'm doing half the time.
He goes, and he looks down, and he scoffs, and he goes, "You've interfered with me for the last time. This town will burn, all in the name of Melendendor." And he gets down on the ground, and he lets his 3 dragonborn hop on his back, and as he's doing that, he takes in a big breath, and he lets out this huge roar, that shakes the ground underneath you, and you can feel like the trees sway, and it's almost like breaking your eardrums, and everything's vibrating. And from the woods, as he's roaring, you hear a whoosh, and out of the tree line comes these wargs, these 2 wargs ridden by goblins, and they start flooding in immediately, and you hear a and out of the tree line you notice an ogre appear holding a big club with a giant spike in it. He's dragging it, and you can see a chain around his neck, and it's just and he's just walking slowly towards you guys. And as he's doing that, you see 3 little goblins run up beside him, and they're just standing there snickering, and they go, kill, kill, yes, yes, kill the town, and they're jumping around and they're all excited. And you see one just holding onto the chain in the far back, and he's wearing a nice plated suit of armor, and he's holding the chain, and he goes, oh, big guy, let's get going, and he cracks the whip, and he marches him forward, and the
How far
dragon,
away?
they're about 100 feet.
Only? Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
And
I'm gonna start going the opposite direction, facing them. I'm gonna like back away.
So the dragon takes off into the sky, and all you hear him say is, perish! And he flies off. Everybody roll initiative.
I also
Oh no, boo.
I quickly do one thing.
Depends on what it is.
So I have a cantrip that can allow me use your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute.
Nat 20.
Could I use that and in my scariest voice, my most intimidating, scariest voice ever, just try to scare off these more than likely low intelligence goblins plus ogre?
I'm going to say not as combat. Roll a dexterity check.
Fine. 17.
This is a cantrip you have?
Yeah, cantrip.
What cantrip is it?
Emiology? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Oh, thaumaturgy?
Yeah, thaumaturgy.
Basically,
We,
thaumaturgy is like a nice little
Yeah.
gimmick.
Oh,
Wait, what
allow it.
Wait, what does it do? Because I have that and I have no clue what it does.
Thaumaturgy has a couple of different effects you can use with it. You get to choose one. You can, over multiple different turns, activate, I believe, up to 3 different of its effects or something like that.
Yeah.
And
you
basically,
have
it's just a gimmick. It's a gimmick cantrip.
You want to try to just roll an intimidation check, see if I can scare off a few of them?
Yeah.
Question.
Is... Oh, go
Is
ahead.
this a battle that we would want to wait for justice for? I also ask this selfishly because I have yet to eat dinner today.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
I know
Unless
what this is too.
everyone wants to. I don't know.
Yeah, I would suggest, personally, I would suggest that Justice would be here.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like it would be nice for Justice to be here.
it's the intelligent thing to do because I know what this is.
Oh, silence, peasant. Do you really, or are you
If
bluffing?
if someone
No,
wants
I
to,
actually know.
if someone wants to roll an Arcana check, I will inform them.
Sure.
+2 on that.
Whoever wants to roll it.
Can I inform them just
I
to
can do
prove
it.
that I know
Nope.
what it is?
No, silence. You want to do it, or you want me to do it? When?
You can do it if you have 2 or higher, odds are better.
I mean, it's the same.
You go ahead.
Okay. Rolling. That is a 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay. Now, is this knowledge that you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, I'll share it with the party. Everything is quiet.
It's still there.
Yeah, I'm here. Check Discord.
Oh, interesting.
You can share it or you cannot. It's up to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna share it, but I'm gonna shout it when I share it.
Go ahead.
So I would like to inform the party that we might have a problem. That is not a regular ogre. It can shift.
Then what?
What? Yeah, what?
It can become a fucking bear if it so chooses. Or a half bear.
Oh, you said shift.
Yes, shift.
Okay.
It is a lycanthrope.
I want to wait for justice.
Is that what we're gonna call it there then?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine calling it there.
Yes, I don't want to fight a were-ogre.
Yeah, that'd probably be pretty bad. I think I'd die.
It's a werebear.
Were-bear-ogre.
Alrighty, so we'll call it there and we'll pick up this Saturday. Sound good?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Same time?
Yeah.
Adrian, Dare, does that work for you?
As far as I understand my plans now, yes. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Saturday is kind of weird.
We have a painting thing with.
Oh yeah, there. Yes, Saturday is not coming.
What does Sunday look like for everybody then?
Mother's Day.
That's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
We could do even Friday. Or we could do Friday or this time again Tuesday.
I mean, I'd be free on Friday. I don't know about anybody else, though.
I will leave it up to you guys because work is unpredictable. I could get off at normal time, or I could have to stay late. It depends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I hear
I
that.
have assignments I need to finish. Why don't we just pick it back up at our normal time next week, or is that too far out for everyone?
Okay.
If we want to do it next Tuesday, that's perfectly fine. Or if we want to try and make it work this weekend, we can talk about it. But for right now, we'll call it there. Thanks for playing, and then thanks for everybody joining for tonight.
Yes.
And we will reconvene in a week, and we'll leave it on the fact that there's now a fucking were-ogre here trying to kill you guys.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, good game, everybody.
To be fair, even though it's rare, better look out for the werebears there.